Oh, we're starting? I'm not ready.
Yeah, jerk. Anyways, hi everybody, and welcome to AskOutcast, your weekly, well, almost weekly, technology and entertainment news show. And we're here to, I guess at your pleasure, or my pleasure, at somebody's pleasure, to talk to you about the world of technology and entertainment. And we just, when I say we, I mean me. Just got back from Vegas last week. Was out at CES, and we've got some news to bring you from there, and to also talk about some news that happened today. I'm sure everybody's abuzz about what's going on with Verizon, and yeah.
Did Verizon do something today?
Verizon did do something today. But before I just wanted to mention our sponsor for the evening, WePC.com. And WePC.com is a company that sent me out to CES as a community correspondent to cover the CES show and everything that's ASUS and Intel. WePC.com is the community portal for ASUS and Intel, where you can provide your feedback and thoughts about technology and what you'd like to see coming out in your new computers, and provide feedback directly to the source. And I promise you, it does go back directly to the engineers and technicians and programmers at ASUS and Intel, and they do take it to heart and really appreciate the feedback, because I know what it's like sometimes to work in a bubble and not know what my users who actually use my stuff think about the product and how I can make it better. So check it out, WePC.com. Now that's out of the way. I went to CES, George. You should have come. It was lots of fun. Of course, it's
lots of fun.
Yeah, of course, it's not every day that you get a full press pass and airline ticket paid for and hotel room paid for to go out and play with electronics.
How much would a press pass have been to buy it?
I think it was free, but there's certain qualifications that you have to meet to be able to get that, and thanks to the website, I was able to qualify. So, and going on in the future, thanks to the website, I will always be able to get a press pass there. So there shouldn't ever be a problem for me to get into CES and to get in as press from now on. So, which is pretty cool. So, the other cool things were, I guess, I was there to cover ASUS and Intel, and just some of the stuff that's kind of coming out around that in that realm. I guess the big things for ASUS were the tablet computers. Sorry, I'm playing with my swag here. This is one of the it's a tote bag of some sort. I think it's meant for a tablet of some sort. If I ever get one, it's for your tablet to fit into to protect it. I got that from the Intel press conference. But there are the 4 new pad or tablet type devices that they came out with, and there was 4 of them. You had the Mimo, which is kind of like in the same class as the Galaxy tablet. You have your Transformer and Slider. The Transformer has a kind of shuts like a notebook, but you can pull it off the keyboard. So and it uses so you can dock it, and also has USB on it. Then you also have the Slider tablet, which actually has a keyboard that slides out from underneath it, and it just slides out, which I thought it's kind of interesting. Interesting concepts. They're both really nice. They're all using Honeycomb, the newest version, but they're using a new interface that ASUS came up with called MyWave. So it's MyWave is a pretty interesting take, because they have a feature on the MyWave called the MyZine. It's kind of like your portal for everything that's you. So all your social media sites, all your music, and everything is right there. So it's pretty cool. I I think the pad devices are pretty awesome. I would prefer though the other one, the Slate, which is pretty cool, which is actually a full-blown computer. It's not a tablet. It's kind of been designed to pretty much replace your notebook computer. And the awesome thing about it, which I didn't know about it, was that it both had the Wacom digitizer on it.
Oh, okay.
And it's multi-touch. So it's both, which is really, really awesome. I thought that was a pretty awesome feature. I didn't think that they were going to do that. That's kind of what sold me on it, was the fact that it had both the digitizer and the digitizer and the multi-touch, and I think I am going to make that my next computer. I'm not going to say I'm getting rid of my MacBook completely, but definitely to further enhance my arsenal of tools. I definitely think I'm going to be getting that one, just because of the graphic design stuff I want to be able to do with it, because I'm really getting into content creation and doing graphics and things like that, and being able to have something with the Wacom digitizer built right into it, and actually being able to touch and manipulate my data with my own fingers is kind of really what has sold me. So I'm pretty excited about that. It was pretty awesome to see it in person and get to play with it. So it's definitely really good. And I guess the big news from Intel is the Sandy Bridge processors, the second generation i7s. It really is a they were really a sight to behold with the performance enhancements that they provided with on the processors, and the fact that they're doing a lot of the graphics processing right on the processor. It's primarily around the video, and I guess the key components of the Sandy Bridge is the graphics processing that's built onto the chip, and the shared L3 caching between the cores and the graphics processing. So that L3 cached, they just set an address on it, and they tell the graphics card where to go grab the chunk of memory. So there's some signaling going across the bus, but you're lowering your power consumption because you're not having to communicate it across the North Bridge to your graphics card anymore. You're also lowering power consumption because you're not you're lowering power consumption and speeding up processing time, because you're putting all the memory in one location, and not having to copy it someplace else, then retrieve it. It's basically you're being told where it is and you're retrieving it. So it's saving cycles. It's going a heck of a lot faster, and just the performance enhancements out of it are immense. They instead of taking like a video that would normally take 40 seconds, or not 40 seconds, 40 minutes, to pull off of an HD camera, and because you have to transcode it as you're pulling it off.
Oh, yeah.
It actually will do it in a matter of about 3 to 5 minutes. So it's pretty immense. The capabilities. So Ergo will be happy about that. Like his HD camera there, he's got to pull all the stuff off and things like that. So it just makes it.
Ergo's complaining about sound imbalance, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Sound imbalance. I'll show him sound imbalance. Hang on, let's look at this. Say something, George.
Something. CES happened this week.
Oh, wow. I am way off. Let's try... I should be much louder now. And George is going to be incredibly loud until I go turn him down. Say something, George.
Something.
You're still really loud. I think we're about even now, though. What do you think, Ergo? Are we better? No.
Ergo still doesn't like it. He's really picky.
I know he's really picky.
He wants things to be right.
Let's see here. I'm just quiet. How if I talk louder? Is that better? No. Stupid media encoder. Yep, we're just gonna roll with it because my input is way. I can't go any higher. I'm gonna end up blasting out my channel. So I don't know. But anyways, you're the only one complaining, Ergo. But anyways, again, like we were saying, the Sandy Bridge processors are like the next best thing. I talked to somebody from AMD about their Fusion chips, which are kind of like doing the same thing, and they're not. I don't think they have quite the performance enhancements and capabilities of the new Sandy Bridge. So I think that's why we haven't seen them yet, or we haven't seen the announcements about them yet. So but we'll see. We'll see how that goes and see what AMD comes up next to compete with. But from what I saw, I'm definitely I can't wait to see the new Asus gaming notebooks with the Sandy Bridge processors that are supposed to be coming out the first half of this year. So that'll be interesting to see, and what comes out of that. So, moving on to one of our other favorite topics, I guess, on this show is the iPhone. Is finally on Verizon. So it's about darn time, I'd say, to get finally get another carrier inside the United States that can have the iPhone. It's been a long time coming, and I'm wondering now. I've got the press release. I just have not been able to read it.
Okay.
From Verizon. So I can't remember. Are they saying did they make it with the to work with the new Verizon LTE stuff?
No, it's just 3G.
Just 3G. Okay.
Yep.
So there's no performance enhancement. So I think they're going to be waiting for iPhone 5 for the LTE stuff.
Right.
Which will probably be out, I would say, since they just released the iPhone 4, probably around the same time, if not the middle of next year, 2012, would be my prediction.
Yeah, I could see it going either way, where Verizon has its own release schedule, but I really see them wanting the release schedule for the Verizon iPhone the same as every other iPhone.
Yeah.
So what I could see is them skipping again LTE this year, releasing the iPhone 5 with the regular upgrade, bumping this iPhone down to the $99 price point on Verizon, so they have the full price spectrum, and just rolling with it.
Yeah. So
And then literally next year, a year from the fall, release the LTE iPhone.
Well, I thought iPhone 5 was going to be the LTE iPhone.
I could see it being the 6. How much LTE network's going to be out in 6 months?
There's tons around the world, and the ones in the U.S. are getting ready to launch.
Yeah,
that was one of the things at CES. Everybody was talking about their LTE networks and what they're going to be doing very shortly and getting those launched. So
I have a question for Ergo. If Apple is always 3 years late, why is it that when the iPhone launched, every phone on the market looked like a BlackBerry, and since the iPhone is launched, every phone on the market looks like an iPhone?
This is very true.
Well, at least they're late to the game, though. So who am I?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, and this is one thing why I'm really. This is one thing why I'm really considering going back to Windows as my primary operating system, is just because I'm kind of tired of being behind in regards to technology and paying through the nose for it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that,
Well, when you're doing stuff for the internet, like color calibration doesn't matter. So I honestly don't know if there are like Windows 7 to Mac OS 10 color calibration differences anymore. It used to be that, that was one of the big draws to OS 10 was you could get a calibrated color workflow.
Yeah, but you can do all that stuff now. I mean, it's
okay. I don't know, but for the internet, it really, you don't really know what they're going to be displaying it on, anyways. So,
right. and
color calibration almost, not that it doesn't matter, but it's a different game.
But most of the graphic designers I saw at CES, and the people that do a lot of content creation, they're moving back to Windows.
Well, Creative Suite is 64-bit fully on Windows now, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it's kind of...
And it runs the same... I mean, you put Creative Suite up on a 30-inch screen, Mac or Windows.
It still looks and works the same, I just...
And you spent, like you say, $1,500 less for that high-end workstation.
Yeah, you can buy... Now with the new Intel chips... They're going to be coming out and everything. You can buy a high-end workstation with a single processor. It's 4-core, but with a single processor for $1,000, and to get a comparable machine from Macintosh, it's going to cost you
$2,500.
$3,500 would be my guess.
Well, I just meant the entry level for their workstation.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that $1,000 price will get me one that's a notebook that will outperform the big desktop. So it just it boggles my mind why.
Yeah, I mean,
Apple still has not brought down their pricing. Yes, and it's about form and function with Apple, which you do get, but the thing is that I'm still missing out. And one of the big things is like the new Intel Insider stuff it's built into kind of the new Intel processor that allows you to finally the Intel has gotten the major movie studios to agree to streaming movies, right? But you've got to have the processor to be able to do it. So us Mac users, we're going to miss out for the first 6 to 12 months while Apple gets their act together.
And longer, because a lot of us bought a machine that was more money, so we're less willing to upgrade.
Exactly. So it really needs to... Yeah, Ergo says 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I love... Don't get me wrong, I love my Mac. I'm a huge Apple fan.
Honestly, their portables, I think the form factor of their portables is fantastic, the physical form of them.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable laptops to use. But yeah, feature-wise, they're definitely not on parity.
Yeah, we really need to. I think as consumers, if Apple wants, because people are starting to wake up to this too.
Yeah, I think it really feels like Apple's going heavily into the consumer realm now with iOS.
Yeah, so
it's like they're full speed ahead on iOS and.
Right, so I mean we're really kind of getting to that point where Apple needs to.
I mean, Mac OS 10 is 11 years old now.
Yeah. I mean, well, 10.6 isn't, but
no.
And has there been a huge interface change to Mac operating system in the last 20 years?
Subtleties, but
nothing that's paradigm changing.
No. If you jumped onto, well, excluding 10.0.x, because that was a bad enough release that Apple gave everybody 10.1 for free. Literally.
Right. Well, I'm.
But from 10.1, I mean, you'll see differences. I mean, you'll definitely feel it if you walked up to a machine running 10.1, you would notice it.
Right.
But there's nothing so different that you would not know where to go.
Exactly.
And in fact, today I was looking at a machine with 10.5 on it and didn't know that it was 10.5 until I went to do an update on it, and it said, "Oh, do you want to do 10.5 point whatever the latest service pack was?"
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true with computing in general, but
I think Apple really needs to kind of.
When you went from XP to Vista, there were some pretty big changes on the UI.
Changes. And I'm kind of, for Apple's sake, I'm hoping they do what they do best and innovate around the multi-touch interface and bring multi-touch.
Yeah, I really think that's where they're going with everything because, I mean, really desktop computing is largely a couple of core applications and a web browser.
Yep.
So whether you're on Mac or Windows, you're using, I mean, if you're, a design person, you're in Photoshop and you're using, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, whatever your favorite browser is, or if you're on Windows, you're using Photoshop and, whatever your favorite web browser is.
Right.
Or if you're a programmer, you're using, whatever development tools plus the web browser.
I think, and I'm pretty sure Apple isn't blind either.
No, which is why they really are spending a lot more time developing and building up iOS than OS 10.
Right. But I'm hoping next year, because the patents are there now. Apple's put out the patents for the multi-touch displays and the notebooks and in their Cine displays. So I hope they deliver.
We'll see.
But right now, Windows 7's got multi-touch. I've got my eye on a pad computer that can do it. That's got an awesome form factor and some really awesome powerful features in it, and it's Windows based, so that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I agree with Ergo. On my desktop, I wouldn't have a lot of use for multi-touch. I just, unless you're doing direct design work, manipulation on the screen.
What I would love to do is to get like a 32-inch monitor or like 40-inch monitor and tilt it like you would a architect's desk, and throw away the mouse and have it completely multi-touch. That's what I want. And that's just my personal preference, But I want to be able to manipulate and touch and play with my data.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of people are glad I finished that sentence with the word data.
Hey, Androids are all the rage these days.
Oh, jeez. CES. Do you know how many Android tablets I saw at CES? Everybody,
Probably every corner you turned.
you couldn't get away from them. I mean, people were using them as coasters. It's like it's almost as bad as the AOL CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had an Android tablet. You couldn't get away from it.
So I'm taking it that Ergo doesn't have PlayStation Move.
No, probably not.
Not going to get an Xbox because of Kinect, Ergo.
Oh, I want an Xbox because of Kinect. And the thing is that I want to mess around with like the AI stuff that they're doing with it too, which is really
Yeah, that
awesome.
part of it would be cool.
Like, did you ever see that demo with that AI with a kid, and he was like reading your expressions and seeing, oh, why are you sad, and
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, that's like the ultimate, and that's where we're heading, and I love it. I really think that we're on a. I really think that we're really on the crux of something, and I think we're not completely sure on what it is that we have yet, and some of the things that we're going to be doing with this type of technology hasn't even been thought of yet.
No, I don't think we've seen them. This is just the beginning.
Yeah. So, and we're.
I think of all these multi-touch and virtual input methods just to be technology previews more than actual products these days.
We're really, and I've been saying this for years. We're really on the, there's a tsunami coming in regards to human and computer interaction, and we've just barely scratched the surface. It's like we know something's coming, and the tides, the water's all getting pulled out away from the beach. And what's coming after that's going to be, it's going to be pretty spectacular.
The holodeck.
I think we're a few years away from that. Maybe not, probably not our lifetimes, Dave. But I would say that they're working on matter to energy to matter transference systems. And they've been able to move light particles from one room to the next. Before it was only 3 feet, but they've got it going from one room to the next. And there's a lot of stuff within some quantum physics and qubits that hasn't quite been discovered yet to be able to do that. But we're getting there, and I've met quite a few people who are involved in quantum computing field, and I think that's where those mysteries are going to be solved. So it's going to be about being able to quantify a piece of matter, turn it into energy, and being able to store that as a qubit. Because a solid state of matter has so many different states that it can be in at any given time, that you need a qubit to be able to actually represent probably almost every electron and particle. So that's a lot of data storage.
So the big question is, what's the killer holodeck application? Just kidding. Just kidding.
That I think that's would have been for the other expo that was going on at the same time as CES in Vegas.
Are there other expos in Vegas?
Yes.
Oh.
It was the other show, as it was referred to. So, yeah, Dave said it. But we're getting there. We're almost there, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but I think it might be on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. But there was a concept video done again. Sorry guys, I know this seems Asus and Intel heavy, but they're the ones who sent me to the show. But there was a concept video that was done for a product called Iris. And it was pretty... here we go. They put it online. Copy link address. drop this in the channel. But it was pretty awesome, the concept in regards to immersive technologies. Immersive technologies and just another way of saying augmented realities. So, yeah, definitely check out that video, and it kind of explains where we're headed. But I've completely lost track of where we were. We were talking about new technologies, where we're heading, I guess.
Yeah, motion control.
Motion control.
Somehow we got from multi-touch input to holodecks.
Yeah, it has a tendency to happen on this show. It's what happens when you're geeks. You can flow from one topic to the next and don't remember where you started and don't remember where you're going. But we kind of are at that halfway point. I just wanted to make sure I'm not neglecting our viewers and seeing if anybody had any questions or comments.
Yeah, why no entertainment news?
Entertainment news. Well, let's see. Entertainment news. Kind of, I guess it's that time of year where we can talk about what movies we're expecting to we want to see coming out in the next year. I guess because I was all about Tron last year, which it was a split decision if it was a good movie or not. I really enjoyed it, but I guess some of the movies that I'm looking forward to seeing coming out, I guess, would be the Green Hornet movie with Seth Rogen. I would also probably think Green Lantern would be a good one. It's Thor. I'm all about superhero movies so far. I guess Super 8 looks like it'd be kind of cool. It's a J.J. Abrams film. Basically something escapes from Area 51, pretty much. It's kind of supposed to be like the sequel to Cloverleaf. Or is it Cloverleaf or Cloverfield? Can't remember.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. David Luke says Thor. Actually, I definitely want to see Thor now that I found out Anthony Hopkins is going to be in it. So, because I love Anthony Hopkins. He's a great actor. What else? Aliens versus Cowboys.
That looks like it could be interesting.
Well, it's Harrison Ford. I mean, what's the last thing you saw? When was the last movie you saw Harrison Ford in that sucked? And you can't count the last Indiana Jones movie because we all know that one sucked. Before that one.
Well, it was fine up until the point where, aliens took over the world and blah, blah, blah.
Well, I think the plot could have been done a little bit.
Yeah, it was a decent action movie up until the point where they killed it with aliens.
Oh, jeez. It goes like Cloverfield sucked.
I don't know if I remember watching Cloverfield.
I don't remember watching it either, but apparently there's a lot of hype generating around Super 8. So it'll be interesting to see. I guess I can't think of anything else really. I'm taking the kids hopefully this weekend to go see Tangled, which is a animated film. I think it was DreamWorks, right? It's done by No, it's Disney, isn't it? Disney and Pixar did that one. So the kids have been they're like, oh, Rapunzel, I want to go see it. So it's done by Disney, and I would imagine Pixar is in there someplace to be involved. Another Steve Jobs project, Pixar. But no, not Shrek the 23rd. The Shrek series is over, and they killed it with the last one. So I'm done with Shrek.
Until they want to make more money with it, they'll pump out another movie and call it Shrek number 50. Released right next to Rocky number 80.
Rocky 5000.
Yeah.
Space. That's what they need to do. They need to do another Spaceballs movie. They need to get all the cast back together and do another.
Yeah,
Spaceballs.
Mel Brooks would, but he wouldn't stoop that low.
Yes, he would. Spaceballs 2: The Quest for More Money.
Mm-hmm. My favorite, Spaceballs. The action figure, the doll, whatever it was.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah.
That was. I have to go back and watch that movie now. That was an awesome movie. Do they have that on Netflix? Oh, please tell me.
I don't know. I have the DVD here, so I have no idea. Let's see. Netflix. My computer's not probably as bogged down as yours.
My internet's working.
I'm just thinking your video encode.
I'm not gonna. Let's put it this way. I'm not gonna start any videos.
No. Spaceballs. Upgrade my Netflix account now. Nope. Not streaming.
But Spaceballs: The Animated Adventure Season 1 is available.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Oh, that's got to be awful. That's got to be awful. Anyways, whose idea was that? And
what,
why did
Spaceballs?
No, the animated one. And why did Mel Brooks sign off on it?
Because Mel Brooks is a nut.
Of course, the thing is, they would have to get somebody else to play John Candy's role, Barf, because he's dead. I know.
Who are you? I'm a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
I'm sure they'll you know, who would really, the guy from Kings and Queens would be a good replacement.
The animated series, original run, 2008. Wow.
Yeah, so it's fairly new.
On G4 and Canada's Super Channel. Is loosely based on the parody science fiction film Spaceballs.
Loosely? Like how they say loosely.
Oh.
Oh, another cool thing I saw at CES was the glassless 3D televisions. Now that was pretty cool.
So Rick Moranis and Bill Pullman were not in the animated series. Were not voices in it.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, and not really. Glassless though?
Glassless 3D glasses or 3D televisions. Like no glasses. And it was pretty awesome.
Oh, glasses.
Did I say glassless? I meant glasses-less.
Got it. Well, I don't know if I heard it wrong. Yeah. If you said it right.
But yeah, the glasses-less.
Yeah.
3D televisions.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, oh, this is gonna suck, right? I went and stood in front of one. Now you have to be within 45 degrees.
It's still better than having to wear glasses.
Yeah, but it looks like Toshiba is going to be the first one to the market because Sony had theirs and they were only like 32 inches. Toshiba was showing off 55-inch ones, and the ones from Toshiba looked like they were production ready.
And how do they compare to the ones you wear glasses for? Visually, like watching the video on it.
The Sony ones, it was still a bit rough, and there were some instances I had a hard time telling if it was 3D or 2D. Sometimes, as long as I was square on and looking on it straight, it was fine. The Toshiba ones, perfect.
Huh.
So,
any indication of price on them?
How much does your high-end LED 3D television cost?
I have no idea.
Thousands. You're probably going to pay $5,000 or $6,000 when they come out.
But it's going to be in line with other 3D televisions.
Yeah. So what you'll see these ones come out, and then the one with the glasses will come out, and price will reduce. Of course, Vizio is coming out with a new line of 3D televisions as well, but they use passive glasses. So
Vizio is coming out with a lot of gadgets.
Yeah, they're actually coming out with their own tablet as well.
Yeah, they're the new Emerson/Sharp.
But much better quality.
Yeah, now, but I mean.
Yeah. But I've got a little thing from Sensio. They're the company that does the technology behind the 3D stuff for the Vizio televisions. Okay. And they're using the same type of polarization that real 3D stuff uses in the movie theaters. So with the Vizio ones, you'll just be able, because you know how you can keep your 3D glasses if you don't recycle them when you go to the movie theater? You'll be able to take those 3D glasses, bring them home, and use them on your Vizio 3D television.
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah. Coincidence? I think not.
Imagine that. And also, the glasses only cost $20.
Okay.
Unlike $75 to $120 per pair for some of the other ones.
Yeah.
So I think that really kind of makes it. I think it makes it advantageous, and that will probably be the 3D television I get. So
I'm not the sort of thing. I don't tend to rush out into, but I don't watch a lot of TV, and I've never been. I'd have to see the newer glasses, less 3D stuff to know.
I'm telling you
how it works out.
I saw it. I was impressed.
Let's put it this way: the ones that I've ever seen, and I've even seen like IMAX 3D, and it just bugs my eyes.
Yeah, well, no, you don't have to cross your eyes or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm telling you, it's. I'm not going to buy one when they first come out because it'll be too expensive.
Well,
but eventually, I see everybody having these in their home.
Well, I think at some point it'll just be the default feature. It'll be like having stereo in a TV these days. You just don't even not have it.
Yep. But the trick is they've got to make sure that the television can auto-sense the signal, because one of the biggest problems is switching between 2D mode and 3D mode on the television. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. But the Vizio ones do that.
Oh. Yeah, and I'm guessing once it gets down into the consumer priced realm that a lot of these glitches will be worked out.
Exactly. And congrats, Ergo, on winning the 46-inch Sony Google TV. I really.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he won. I was hoping.
Like he needed a 46-inch TV.
Yeah, exactly. I mean. So Ergo, I got a question for you. Are you going to send me a 65-inch TV once you get your new 46-inch? Got a new sound system recently. We do have a question from Ergo. I said, I got a new sound system recently, so my SAT goes directly to my sound system via HDMI and my HDMI to the TV. Now, the TV complains about invalid sound signal all the time. How do I fix that? You probably need to make sure you're using the correct type of HDMI cables. I had the same problem with my when I got my HDMI selector, my switch. Apparently, the HDMI selector only sends one type of HDMI audio out, so I made sure I got a newer cable that it works fine, just pops up a message every now and then. Well, that's a different problem. You said sound signal all the time. Of course, now you're saying just pops up a message every now and then. That I don't know. That one is... Who's your manufacturer? Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the sound system should drop the sound,
But it's not.
but it's not.
Um, if you turn the volume up on your TV, does the sound still come out of the TV? Okay. Okay. I get that. Okay. Mixer plays 100% of the time. Fine.
Should the TV be playing sound?
No, it shouldn't from this standpoint.
Right,
Yeah.
so the mixer should be dropping the sound and not sending it to the TV.
Or sending it a no signal at all, but see, it's been a while since at least in my Toshiba one that I had in New Zealand, I had the capability of turning the sound signal off on the HDMI.
And all I'm using right now is analog 2-channel.
Right. Because the way I currently do it is I just take the HDMI in, then I split off from the RCA out of the TV into my actually a set of computer speakers that I got modified. There's, I mean, I would refer to your owner's manual on that one. There should be a section in there about HDMI settings and being able to turn stuff on and off within the HDMI. And they've got two different types of. I would check both. I would check both the TV and the mixer owner's manuals. But I would go with the TV first because there should be a way to say don't use the sound from the HDMI and use like sound from RCA in or something like that. And within there, you should be able to change that. Then. Wow.
Yeah, probably the next step is going to the AVS forums and
then I would check your HDMI receiver and seeing what that says. But that seems really weird to me that it wouldn't have that option to be able to switch the different type of sound inputs that you want to use. So. Unless it's a kind of a, don't take this wrong, lower end one. Yeah, I know you don't want any input, so I would say look at the mixer. Right, TV should only show video. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, I would check. There's between the mixer or there's got to be an option to shut the sound off on the HDMI cable. Yeah. So I would try that. Do we have any other questions, comments, snide remarks? Yeah, no problem. And I guess I just wanted to cover thoughts on 42. Douglas Adams, Towel, Babelfish, and a really awesome restaurant at the end of the universe. Yeah. That. Awesome. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't play the lottery. I just, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a waste of money.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things. But I guess one other thing before we end the show, there was one other product that I got introduced to while I was at CES. It's called Phone Halo. Now you said you tried it and it didn't.
I've seen it tried.
There were issues.
And there were issues with it staying paired.
Staying paired. Which device was this with?
A BlackBerry.
BlackBerry. Because they have a BlackBerry one. They have an Android one now that works with Froyo.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they've reworked some stuff with their Bluetooth stack with their tags.
Okay.
Because I
only saw one unit to test,
right.
so.
Right. And the iPhone one should be out this year sometime soon. They were having to work with Apple in regards to get the proper hooks into the Bluetooth stack to make them work. But they've got enough. Apparently, they've got enough clout and money behind them that Apple is happy to work with them. So, but yeah, if you check it out, phonehalo.com. I think it's a really nifty idea.
It's a great idea.
I want to try it because I'm always misplacing my keys, and I'm always putting stuff down that's really important. Like, I mean, it wouldn't have helped me in this particular instance. Like, I misplaced my cable for my photo camera.
Yeah, what goes to Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I left that cable in Vegas, and my wife isn't going to be too happy about that. But oh well. Oops. I'll just have to buy another one. They were like $10 at the store. Of course, that was the one. It was the one that had the USB and the RCA cables on it. So I'll probably have to go to Radio Shack for that one.
Check out Monoprice. Order one online.
Oh, you can do that.
Much cheaper, unless you absolutely have to have it quickly.
No, I don't think I have to have it quickly. I just gotta have it. I've got to also find my SD card reader because I literally have a ton of video from CES that I haven't gotten off my camera to edit. So.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
That's interesting.
That sucks. Ouch. I'll check Amazon first.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had to change my password on a few things since the Gawker leak myself. So they did reverse the charges. Yeah, I hate that because we just switched to Bank of America ourselves, and I had to go back in and change all my online prepay stuff, auto pay stuff, and it's just like, you know what they need? They need the credit card number portability, so you can take your credit card number to any credit card provider.
Except the credit card number is most often the thing that gets stolen and broken. Because I've had credit cards change my number on me saying, yeah, we just had an issue, and Here's your new number.
Well, it was a thought, anyway.
It is a nice idea.
If it was a little bit more secure.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyways. Yeah, I'm out. I'm done. I got nothing more to talk about other than to say, yeah, check out phonehalo.com. Check out WePC.com. Check out AskOutcast.com. And you can catch my latest blog posts there. I'm actually starting to write more for my website. So you'll see some more stuff from me coming up shortly. If you want to port your credit card number to me, that's cool. No, thank you. I'll hold on. Well, you know, I'll hold on to my credit card number, but you wouldn't want mine because it would never work, ergo. Jeez. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week and have a wonderful evening. And don't work too hard. Got anything else to say, George?
Nope.
All right.
I'm out.
We're out.